And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition here of the OSC Elite Rising Star Tournaments, number 17, day number 5, actually. Oh, I have to fix that. Day number 5. I'm, of course, OSC VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all. It has been an intense week of StarCraft so far, with non-stop OSC, with RSL over the weekend as well. It's been intense, it's been very long, but now we have returned with more OSC Elite. Let's go, baby, let's go. Again, yesterday we were live twice. We were live all day, actually, covering day 4 of the OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments, and now we still have more matches ahead of us, getting into day number 5. Once again, we are still here in the lower brackets. Let us get into it. One moment here as we do set up, and we do head on over. But once again, just to reiterate what the event is, this event is a tournament that is restricted. Players that have achieved a little bit too much, players that have placed too highly in these big EPT events are ineligible for this tournament. So you have your top players like your heroes, your Beyonds, your Marus. They're ineligible to compete in the Rising Star tournament, but everyone else is free to take part. Hold on, there we go. But everyone else is free to take part. Everyone else is free to compete. Let's go. And that's why we're here to find out who is this season's Rising Star. This event has occurred a couple of times. This year. Of course, it is a multi-week, if not multi-month long event. It takes a long time to get through, and the reasoning for that is just the length of the tournament. There are so many players competing, but also the format does lend and does lead to longer tournament runs, as every match is casted, of course, and it is double elimination, papi. But here we go. Bam! As you can see before you, we do have the upper brackets. This is something that we did cover yesterday morning, but that was Shameless. Shameless took down Jimmy 2-0, and Percival took down Young Yakov 2-0 as well. So we have Shameless versus Percival in the upper brackets. They'll be competing and most likely playing next week. Meanwhile, we are focusing on the lower brackets. So when it comes to the upper bracket, for the most part, it has progressed quite nicely, and we already have our top 2 players in the upper bracket. But scrolling on down, there's still a lot more to go here. The lower bracket is progressing, and we did see Nick Wright take down Fox 2-1, went all the way to the ace match. That was yesterday, of course. We had Mixu take down Sebestas, also did cover yesterday as well, and we have our PvPs ahead of us. That is what we're going to be covering here today. We have ReBellioN versus Art into Baby Marine, we have Middle VK versus Prome into Ledalix, and we also have Hydra versus Nick Rat. We have 5 best of 3s ready for us. Basically, we're going to be covering all of the lower bracket except for Demi versus Mixu. We do not have those players, not have those matches, but all the other matches, of course, will be taking place, and we'll be covering everything before us here tomorrow, or here today. So again, we are progressing through that lower bracket, and again, it's still look. I mean, we're nearing the end of the broadcast. We're nearing the end of the tournament. There's still maybe like 2-3 weeks left until the event does conclude, until we can crown our champion. Let's go. Let us go. First, though, as you can see on the title of the stream, we do have Art and ReBellioN facing off in that PvP. That is going to be our first matchup. That's going to be our first series. Let's go. Game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. I missed how the players are limited by MR or they're limited by accolades. So players that place too highly in offline tournaments are ineligible. So players that got, I think it's top 8 in offline tournaments are not able to compete. When I say offline tournaments, I mean premier tournaments. And let me just double check. Was it top 8 or let's see. Players that qualified for GSL Code S, so that's what, top 24, or did they reduce that? So the basically Code S players in GSL ineligible. Top 17 in Europe, as in placing in top 17 when it comes to European events, they're ineligible. Top 8 in North America as well. So that's why you don't have players like Lambo or Geralt or Cristiano. True. But here we go. We're getting into our first series of the broadcast, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself. Representing Quasar, it is Art. Not to be confused with Art. God damn it. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, with the pink Protoss himself. It is ReBellioN. Streaming day and night, but yeah, you see, all day, all night long. Yeah. But yes, it's restricted based on placements when it comes to the premier events for their own respective regionals, of course. But here we go. Here we go. As we are stepping in, and so far, standard openers, 2-gate opener at Vars, a 2-gate opener at ReBellioN. So far, so good. We'll see where this does lead us here as the players are opening up. And so far, there's no one sending out a probe for a proxy. There's no proxy, there's no shenanigans, no proxy robo, no proxy Stargate, no fake proxy either. A little bit surprising, we are loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, one of the more defensive maps as well. But alas, we don't really have a setup here to hide any tech or to hide any shenanigans, at least not in game 1. We often do have it just because the map is so large. There's a lot of common proxy locations, but so far between Art and ReBellioN, everything is above board. Above board. So quack in the chat. I do apologize for the stream going live a little bit late. I think we were like almost 10 minutes late, almost. But I did just wake up. Sleeping 4 hours a day, it's catching up on me, but it's catching up on me. But I should be able to get some proper sleep today, just because maybe just because there's no we don't have a broadcast this evening, but I believe we still have one tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning is Pegasus Cup, right? Yeah, Pegasus Cup. For now then, Art is going to be zoned away. Back at home, we do have our initial tech of choice, Twilight Council opener at ReBellioN. Oh, and ReBellioN, he goes to the hidden proxy gateway. Okay, so we are committing here. Yes, ReBellioN is expanding, but for the most part, this is a fake out. I mean, kind of. So he's going to be able to reinforce. He's going to have extra gateways. He may even go for a 4th gateway for a 2-base, 4-gate blink all in. The Stalkers do engage. Oh, ReBellioN, he does get caught out though. 2 Stalkers going down already. Yeah, losing 2, losing up to 3. ReBellioN does attempt to trade, and he will not escape. And only saving 1 sentry here. That was a rough fight here for ReBellioN. You can see the trades here. He lost 2 Stalkers and he lost a sentry as well. Worst trade for ReBellioN. And it reacts, not with a dark, not with Blink, but reacts with a Dark Shrine. Bold move here, ReBellioN. Bold move. So going for DTs. Behind this, no tech. Currently, at least, there's no tech. We do have a 3rd gateway here for Art. So Art, he's going to have excess gateways, excess Stalkers to work with. Out of say Clash into center. Now, if Art gets a 3rd base before getting a robo, he will just die. It is considered to be greedy to expand without any detection, without that robo. And we'll see if Art does cut corners. We'll see if he does go for that greed. Now shades into the mineral line, gets a probe. Does get a worker. Loose Nation attempts to move out, but for the time being is a little bit distracted. Uh-oh. Shading towards the main base. Once again, they get locked down. A robo is now on the way. It is a delayed robo, but at least it's in production. And DTs are coming. Here they come. They're warping in. And this is going to be too much. It's going to be too much damage here. Again, it's just such a late robo here. Such late detection. DTs are waddling in. Art, he notices. He can force field. He can try to body block. Yeah, there's a whole position micro. There's, oh no! That misplays the force field. DTs, they break in. They're going to just annihilate these units. And the robo is still not done. It's still not done. Sentries go down, Stalkers go down, they break through. Observers on the way, going for the robo actually. Oh, they can kill it. Yeah, they can and they will, and that's gonna be game. 3rd DT has arrived, robo's under fire. We try to body block, but it's too little too late. Robo goes down and that is game. GG gets called and ReBellioN takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. ReBellioN does take a lead in the series. A very cheeky build here by ReBellioN, rushing into Dark Templar, and unfortunately the Robo was just a little bit too late. Not just that, but there was no scouting. What I will emphasize here is that usually you hide the Dark Shrine in a proxy location to be able to keep it hidden, but ReBellioN, he had his own Dark Shrine in his main. Like there was no attempt to hide it, which is crazy. Despite the hallucination, despite the sentries that we did have for Art. If you remember, he spent a lot of force fields in the center of the map. So I wonder if that was calculated. I wonder if that was the plan because of all those force fields. But because of all those force fields, the hallucination scouts were limited, and the one hallucination scout that we saw, I mean, didn't get across the map. That was on Art. That was on Art. So with that, GG, well played. The DTs, they bust into the main base, they kill the Robo, they ensure there is no detection, and with that, ReBellioN is up 1-0. And now we're jumping to game number 2. Let's go. Jumping in. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself, representing Quasar. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, representing among us two people. It is ReBellioN. You got a cheeky build in the last game. It happens to the best of us, but alas, just going for the Dark Templar, no scouts, so DTs waddle in, and they do end the game. Art did have the Robo eventually, but it just got focused down. If he was able to preserve his sentries, I should say, then force fielding the ramp would have been more viable, would have been able to buy more time for the observer to pop out. So again, a critical moment there for ReBellioN. Now we're selling in once again. Once again, going for our 2 gate openers, and I doubt we're going to see Dark Templar again from ReBellioN. We might see it from Art, but we should be getting into something more standard here after a more chaotic game 1. We'll see. As ReBellioN does hide his probe, Art moves out, and our eyes are on this probe. Are we going to be hiding a pylon? Are we going to commit? Oh, the answer is yes. There's no reason to hide the probe here without thinking about a proxy pylon, whether it's real, whether it's fake. Actually, are we committing? Cybercore is done. If we're going for a proxy, now would be the time. But again, we're opening up Double Stalker. Warp Gate is on the way. Delayed Stargate. Who was it that first did this? Was it ReBellioN? No, it was it Luna C? I think. No, Geralt. I think Geralt did it against Hero. Yeah. Wait. Okay. There's a lot going on. So the pylon gets thrown down here just outside the main base of Art, and this is ideal for a proxy Stargate location. Meanwhile, regular Stargate open out of Art instead. Does go for the Stargate before expanding. And if this is a Stargate, I believe this is a build that Geralt started, or that Geralt popularized, maybe at the beginning of the year? If not, end of last year. Shells, what you got? Yeah, there it is. Delayed Stargate. Oh no, the probe got stuck. that was not intentional. The probe is trapped. But the reason why this can work is because it's so delayed, because it's so late. That's when it can actually get your opponent off guard. But this works best if your opponent goes for a standard opener. And the problem is that Art did not. At episode 2, get into the main. So far, 2-3 probe kills. They deny a lot of mining time. Oracle's on the way. ReBellioN, he did not scout the main base. He doesn't know the Oracle's coming. Thankfully, does have some stalkers in position. Has some. But I remember, I think it was Hero praising Geralt for it. He was like, oh, this is like a weird timing. It's interesting. But I think it was last season, or maybe two seasons ago. Sorry, 2 seasons ago. I want to say it was on ley lines. Here we go. Second oracle's on the way. We're banking the oracles? Oh, okay, bold move. This is giving Art a little more time to scout, to react, to respond. He moves out with his own double oracle. We're still holding on to that. We're still waiting, so holding on to the oracle. ReBellioN needs to commit, so is Art. Commits the shade. Gets one, does go for the Stalkers. At the same time, ReBellioN diving into the mineral line. And he does wreak havoc. So there's going to be a lot of probe damage. A lot of probes are going down, getting 10 probes. That evens up the worker count. Oof. And the oracles, they barely get away here. Art, he pulls out. Art still maintains a worker lead. Crazy. Despite Art losing 10 workers here to the oracles of ReBellioN, it doesn't matter. He still has that worker advantage. That's how far ahead he was. Oh, as we find more. Okay. Into 3 more probes. ReBellioN looking to even things up. Still behind, by the way. It's crazy. And Art does respond with Phoenixes. Phoenix on the way. Immortal as well. We're still just going for the Oracle harass here, and both players have been struggling to defend, but this time ReBellion's in position. Blink isn't done, but he has 3 soldiers in the main base. He should be okay. Speaking of, oh, has to pull back. So do the oracles. ReBellioN pulls away. Again, ReBellioN is going for the more aggressive build, going into Blink. Meanwhile, Art, he's building a more defensively here, building up his Immortals instead. It's a lot of Immortals. And this should lead into a 3rd expansion. Like, there's no Twilight Council, there's no Glaives. So Art should be slowly expanding and being the defender. Surface plus the army. Oh. And ReBellion's gonna be the first to expand. Okay. Takes the 3rd base. Art is aware. I mean, Art saw the probe. And Art is actually pushing here. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised that Art is being the aggressor just because there's no Glaives, there's no Blink. Does have the high immortal count. Bold move. Art is pushing. He's pushing forward with the stasis traps. We can see ReBellioN setting up as well. Speaking of Art, can he bait him in? So far spots the stasis. The Immortals have arrived. Yeah, ReBellioN does have the Stalker advantage. Blink is done. Triggers the shields, goes for the first Immortal. Oh my god, very clutch. Big up there out of Art. Saves the Immortal. Very clutch. I mean, the Immortal's still very low. But there's a cancellation. Behind this, Art is taking his own 3rd. Oh, that's Oracles. They bust into the main. Art is pushing in. Oh, nice blink. ReBellioN dives in, pulls the boys, focuses down the first Immortal. And does ReBellioN have enough here? As Art he lives, still warping in across the map. He still has 1 Immortal in the back line. That 1 Immortal doing so much damage. At the same time, probes are going down across the map. There's going to be 22 probe kills against 17. Probes are going down everywhere, Pappy. And in the end, that 1 Immortal proves to be too much. Art, he breaks the natural. The Oracles, they still have energy. Jesus. The Oracles are still going ham across the map, still killing more probes. They're still popping up. That's Oracle gets in, 35 probe kills. ReBellioN, he will get the prism, but there are 2 immortals on the ground. So with 2 immortals, RT just overwhelms. GG gets called, and R ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. I see in the chat. Wrong art, Pappy, wrong art. This is the other one. This is not the Polish art. But GG, well played with that. RT will tie things up, and we're going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into game 3. Little R, there is a little R, but if you, I mean, there's a reason why he's representing Quasar. And in the bottom, spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself representing Team Quasar, tying up the series 1-1. It is Art. Art earlier in the stream was Polish? No. Art, he's capital ART on Europe, and he was playing against a European. Here he's on the American server. On the NA server, he has the lowercase r, which doesn't confuse people at all. And in the top right hand corner, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the pink Protoss representing among us 2 people. It is ReBellioN. So it was the same art earlier yesterday and today. Just different server, so different capitalization. Different server, back different server. Yes, you can see he's on Quasar. Quasart, technically. I mean, he's not on the Platinum Heroes, Pappy. He's not on the Platinum Heroes. Aye. It's fine. To be fair, hold on. I was meant to do this previously. True. Bam, there we go. Hopefully that helps. But I was meant to do that in game 1. Oh no, I didn't do Gamba. Okay. It's better late than never. If you're in the chats, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. We're tied up 1-1. We're in the ace match. Who wins the series? Who takes it in the end? Best of luck. Game 1, we had ReBellioN being cheeky going into Dark Templar. Game 2, we had ReBellioN being cheeky going into delayed Stargates, but in the end, made for a really awkward game and was called out. ReBellioN going into Blink, into a 3rd base, and alas, he was punished. But there we go. Now we're getting into the ace match. Go. Yeah, so far we have initial openers. Once again, ReBellioN does go for his tech of choice first, going for a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council open out of ReBellioN, should be working towards Blink. Oh, and ReBellioN once again sets up the proxy. Now this is looking very similar to game 1. Game 1 led into a proxy Dark Shrine. Here, I'm pretty sure the goal here is to be hyper. But the proxy's early. Are we going for DTs again? Okay, Blink. Blink is on the way. Chronoing out Blink. There's the 3rd gateway. And this is a 1-base all-in, by the way. This screams 1-base all-in out of ReBellioN. We'll see if it's going to be enough. ReBellioN moves out. You have Art setting up with shield batteries. He's got 2 batteries. He's got his low ground setup. Oh. And it is 4K. Okay, so 1 base, 4K blink all in out of ReBellioN. Archie's getting his own defensive robo. If he can buy enough time for the Immortal, then he can hold. Here it comes. The Immortal's on the way. Just needs a little bit more time. Did the probe trap itself again? Did that just happen? God damn it. Getting another pylon. Meanwhile, there's 3 shield batteries here at the natural. And the Immortal will arrive. Okay. So he's got his Immortal, he's got 3 shield batteries. Ooh, getting the Observer here, delaying a second Immortal. Bold move.
Research complete.
So ReBellion's looking for a way in. Blink is done. Dives in. Yeah, does blink forward. Does go for the Stalkers actually. Gets 1, 2, 3 Stalkers going down. He can one-shot. Yeah, one-shots most of the Stalkers. The Immortal does go ham. ReBellioN does trigger the shields. Nice moves out of ReBellioN. And that tells us that most likely ReBellioN, his goal is to break the Immortal next. Dive in, break the Immortal. He's got 13 Stalkers. Does blink in. I'm going for the Stalkers once again. Oh, the hallucination does bait out 2 volleys. But ReBellioN, he might just have too much here. Takes out the Immortal. There's 1 Stalker remaining. Shield batteries, they help, but it's just too little too late. They just had so much burst damage. ReBellioN just waiting until he could one-shot. And warps in even more. Getting to 12 Stalkers, blinks in. Does focus on the Immortal. And this one is 2-shotting the Stalkers. But still good enough. Still good enough. There's 1 more Immortal on the way. Down to 10 Stalkers. Without enough Stalkers, he can no longer start one-shotting here. Yeah, the Immortal gets away. He pulls back. The shield barriers are still up and running. He's trying to hold on. He still has the high worker count. But he'll lose control of the natural. And ReBellioN, he should have it. He should have enough at this point. It should be too much back. Blinks in, gets the Immortal. Gets the Immortal, gets 2 more Stalkers. Going for the sentry. Another Immortal. Oh, Jesus. The Immortals, they just keep coming, but once again they go down. There's no supports. Final Stalker falls, and with that there's just nothing left. There's nothing here, just a handful of workers. You see R chronoing out that final Immortal. But ReBellioN has done it. Jesus, takes down almost the entire mineral line. Blinks in once again. And Immortals are good, but on their own, they need support back. He doesn't have it. Not this time. GG gets called, and ReBellioN, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played ReBellioN, just holding on until he had 13 Stalkers, until he could one-shot Stalkers, and that meant that, again, even though there were 3 shield batteries on the lower ground, it did not matter. Did not matter, as the batteries, they didn't come into play just because there were so many Stalkers getting one-shot instead. With that ReBellioN, he was able to just gain momentum, maintain that momentum as well, and eventually overwhelm. Again, I think it was a little bit questionable for R to go for the Observer after the Immortal, so he did delay his second Immortal. That did mean he was more vulnerable for longer, and in the end, GG. GG, well played. Oh. ReBellioN does claim the series, and with that, he will advance on, I believe, to face off against Baby Marine. Yeah, to face off against Baby Marine in the next round. But first things first, we have our next matchup here. We're going to be jumping into a TvP between Nickract and Hydra. Oh boy.